for the first time this summer, Liverpool have actually been linked with a midfielder, Douglas Luiz. Bit of a weird one. There is no agreement in place with Al Hilal and Liverpool Football Club for Darwin Nunez, contrary to reports from Fabrizio Romano. And Sesko has chosen Man United. Newcastle, get your act together, and Liverpool brace themselves for an opening bid from RB Leipzig for Harvey Elliott. People, it's a Wednesday, but it is me. It's the morning meetup show. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gell. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Morning, lovely people. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Please do smash that like button and subscribe if it's the first time you're visiting, people. You know how I like to start these shows, people. And I know it's a Wednesday. It's usually man like Matt, but you can't do it today, so it's me. I usually like to start the show with a little bit of shirt association. And I got a little bit of a throwback one today. So I want to see where everyone's thoughts are at with this one. Not one of our nicest kits. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like this kit, but I still bought it because, again, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to football kits. This one, guys. You remember the one that looks like the printer ink finished? This one. Who's the first player you think of when you see this shirt? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. For me, it's John Flanagan. A weird one. But John Flanagan's the first person I think of wearing this kit. I don't know why. No idea why. But he's the first person I think of when I see this kit. Shout out to a couple of you guys in the comments. I'm seeing Gerard. I'm seeing some Skirtle. Jose Enrique's a shout. Sturridge. Big up yourself, Emil John in the building. Big up yourself, bro. Big up to everyone in the building. Mafalu says Suarez. Sarim says Space Invaders. It looks a bit crazy. I don't know if, again, maybe I'm speaking to some of the older contingent in the chat here. But you know when you do like an ink test for your printer, and it starts printing and then it kind of just fizzles out, or it starts fizzling out and then the printer ink becomes a bit more solid. That's what the kit reminded me of. I never liked the kit. I'll go as far as saying the Warrior kits were pretty bad, if I'm going to be honest. Couple people saying Mankio. Shout out to Rosa. Mankio's a shot. I forgot we had Mankio. Donna, if you're trolling, big up yourself. I'm definitely not single. If you watch this show, you know I'm married with 3 kids. And I ain't got money for divorce. So you're good. Mark A, such a wind up. I have mail in the chat. No, I don't have mail, bro. Martin Kelly is a shout, Ash. That is a big shout. Martin Kelly's a shout. I used to love Martin Kelly. That was my guy. Thought Martin Kelly was going to be the next Jamie Carragher. How that worked out. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Also, guys, we have listened to your feedback. It's been a long time coming, but if you haven't watched the Monday Night Live show, please do watch it. We have put timestamps on the video and we'll be putting timestamps on the videos going forward. It's something that should have been done a little while ago. We are listening to you guys. We are taking on board your feedback, and we really do appreciate the feedback as well. So thank you guys for rocking with us. Thanks for supporting us, and thank you for giving us the criticism and constructive criticism that we need to hopefully take the channel forward as well. Right. Let's get into it, guys. The first topic is Douglas Luiz. Now, when Douglas Luiz was leaving Juventus, a lot of Liverpool fans were saying, look, maybe we should have been in for him. And look, I really do rate Douglas Luiz. I thought he was really good for Aston Villa. Arguably one of the best midfielders in the league at the time of him leaving the Premier League. And with us being linked with him today, he's a player I wouldn't say no to. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that I followed how his trajectory's gone in Italy or how he's performed in Italy. That would be me completely lying. So I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he's killed it at Juventus. I'm guessing he hasn't killed it at Juventus if they're looking maybe to cash in on him, or maybe he has killed it and maybe they just need a bit of money. So for any of you Serie A aficionados in the chat, please do let me know how he's got on. In terms of the player himself, though, I think he's almost a hybrid midfielder. He's a midfielder that gets stuck in, can tackle, is press resistant, but also has an eye for goal as well. He's a good set piece taker as well. But I don't sit here and believe that this is real by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think we're in for Douglas Luiz. In fact, I'll be really, really shocked if we are in for Douglas Luiz, because I look at the midfield now and we've got Szoboszlai, and this is just for the pivot positions. I'll be clear on that. You've got Szoboszlai, you've got Gravenberch, you've got McAllister, you've got Jones, you've got Endo, and Nioni now. You've got 5. So the only way, in my opinion, this could be real is if we're using Endo as a centre-back for the season and then bringing in Luiz to be a centre midfield pivot option. But I don't think we'll do that. Plus, I think there are other teams in the league who are more interested in Douglas Luiz than we are. Abdu, again, for anyone who's new, I'm not ill. I have really bad sinuses. I've tried a lot of treatment and nothing's really worked. I just have bad sinuses. I've had bad sinuses since I've been a kid. And as I've got older as an adult, I've just got bad sinuses. I'm not ill. Thank God I'm not ill. I'm not always ill. I'm in good nick, relatively. But yes, I have bad sinuses. That's why I sound like I'm always clogged up and all that stuff. But yeah, Douglas Luiz, it would be an interesting signing. I just don't think we'll go for it. I don't think we'll go for it. Shout out to Football with Ends in the chat. Also, guys, we've been changing up the thumbnails, and I have to shout out Ends for this because, again, I'm not someone who likes to speak about what happens behind the scenes, but I do like to give people their flowers. Ends is the inspiration for the new thumbnails we've started implementing. Ends is the person that is helped with the thumbnails and given creative guidance and all that, and advice and help. So if anyone likes the new thumbnails, I can't sit and take credit for it. It's Ends. Ends has to take the credit for that. And also make sure you go and subscribe to his channel as well. Football with Ends, doing great stuff there. In my opinion, one of the best Liverpool channels out there. His shows are always entertaining and always unique as well. Doing great stuff. So big up Ends always. Back to Douglas Luiz though, guys. As I said, he's a complete midfielder. Someone who I think Slot would love at the club. I just don't think we need... No, scrap that. I would be happy with him. I do think we need a centre midfielder. I just don't think we'll get one this summer because we have so many other things to address. Let's be honest, guys. We still need a centre-back or two. We still need a wide forward, and we still need a striker. So, I don't know if we... Well, in fact, I'd be willing to put money down that we won't be getting a midfielder. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if Douglas Luiz's agent is using Liverpool as a way to make sure his client gets the move that the client wants and the money that the client wants, because everyone knows Liverpool is serious this market. So if you throw Liverpool's name in the hat and say, look, Liverpool are interested, teams might move a little bit quicker in the sense of they don't want to get beaten to his signature by a Liverpool Football Club. So we will see on that one, but I don't expect that one to happen. So we'll see. Do smash the like button if you haven't already, please, people. Right, on to the next topic. Contrary to reports from Fabrizio Romano, there is no verbal agreement in place for Darwin Nunez. However, if I'm not mistaken, in the last couple of minutes, DiMarzio has come out and basically said the following. I need to translate this into English. Why is there no translate button? I can't read Italian. This doesn't help me. Basically, he's been speaking about Nunez, saying that it looks like it is quite close potentially. Now, Drifty, if you're listening, look away and close your ears now. In fact, here is Ben Jacobs. There we go. Let me bring this up on the screen. This is in English, so I can read this. Where are we? Bear with me a second, please, people. Right, there we go. You guys should be able to see that. So Ben Jacobs, Darwin Nunez close to an agreement with Al Hilal on terms as Fabrizio Romano called. Club-to-club talks expected to move swiftly if Nunez informs Liverpool he wants to move. Suggestion a 65 million euro fee is already agreed are premature. Certainly a feeling a deal can quickly be struck if the player buys in. If the player buy-in comes, but Liverpool are still waiting for a formal approach. Right. I'm going to work this out. So 65 million euros to pounds is 56 million pounds. Okay. Not the 70 million euros we were offered in January, which would have been around 63 million pounds. Or 60 million pounds. But guys, I'll be real with you. If we can sell Nunez to Al Hilal and get that money, you kind of got to take the money and run at this point. I can't sit here and be like, yeah, we need to get 70, 80 million euros for Darwin. I don't think that's going to happen. If we can get more than 65 million euros, then I'll be over the moon. I'll be over the moon. See, this is what a couple of you guys saying that's too cheap. If what we're saying is too cheap, let's say 56 million pounds is too cheap for Darwin Nunez. What are you guys saying? What should the price be, guys? Because Diaz went for, what is it, 70 million pounds, I think it was. He had a way better season than Darwin Nunez. Yes, I know he's older, but he had a way better season and he's more versatile than Darwin. He can play left, right, and center as well. Darwin, in my opinion, can only play as a striker, at a push as a left winger. So Diaz is way more versatile, a way better footballer, had a way better season. Like, I think 56 million is very fair. I think it's very fair. All right, so here's the thing. Sorensen says for Saudi it should be 80 million euros. Here's the thing though, bro. I think if we were selling him to Europe or a club in Europe, I think it'd be less than that. Like, I think it'd be a lot less than that. So I don't think we're getting ripped off here. Big up Ray. Big up Riot in the chat. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you and the family are well. I actually think it's a very fair price. And it helps us to do what we need to do in terms of navigating for the rest of the window. Also, massive shout out. You guys are still giving me birthday wishes. Like, that's love, man. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. But I think 56 million pounds is fair, guys. I really do. Like, it's Darwin Nunez. We can't sit here and call him all the names under the sun and say he's not a good striker. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. And then sit there and go, 56 million is too cheap. I'm going to be real, guys. 56 million is all right money for a player that we don't deem to be very good. Like, if so far we've brought in 144, I think 144, 145 million. Let's round it up to 145. We brought in around 145 million pounds in player sales so far. If we sell Darwin Nunez, that'll bring us up to around 200 million pounds recouped this summer. That's incredible business. And I'll go out on a limb and say Liverpool and Chelsea Football Club are the two best-selling teams in the Premier League, bar none. Brighton maybe you can throw in the hat, but I think João Pedro, I'm surprised João Pedro only went for 50 million. You could throw Brighton's name in the hat because last couple of years you got Caicedo deal, etc. But as of right now, Liverpool and Chelsea are the two best-selling teams in England. So not only, in my opinion, are we buying brilliantly, we're also selling brilliantly. And if you can genuinely get 55 million for Darwin Nunez, who has struggled in front of goal, struggled for consistency, erratic, and all these things, we should be biting our hands off for that. And I know people say, well, we should have sold in January. But again, context, guys. Darwin scores a brace against Brentford in January, gives us a 2-0 win, gets us 3 points. I'm not saying if we didn't buy someone else that couldn't have happened or we couldn't have won that game still. But we still got to give flowers for that moment, right? Because for me, that moment was pivotal for our season. Not just that. Who's to say we sell him in January and we get a replacement? We all wanted Kvaratskhelia. Let's not forget what I did. I went a bit crazy during January for Kvaratskhelia. But we didn't get the player. I still believe if we were given the green light to get Kvaratskhelia, then I think we would have sold Darwin in January. But there was no replacement out there to go and get. We wanted Florian Wirtz. He weren't leaving in January. Ekitike weren't leaving in January, especially after Marmoush left. Again, Marmoush was an option, but I don't think we would have paid him the salary that City are paying him. So for me, shout out to Marcel. So when have you not gone crazy, Cal? Yeah, you're right. I can't even. Yeah. All right, guys. This wasn't like a trip down memory lane where you start grilling me now. Liam says Cal teaching his kids to pronounce Cravel was crazy. Yeah. Look, had a moment. I thought we were going to secure one of the best players in world football. Had a moment. I did have a moment. Sorry. I was going to say this later, but big up Rye because he put in the chat. Happy Independence Day for our Jamaicans. Obviously, everyone knows me, Matt and Drifter got Jamaican heritage. My family is predominantly from Jamaica, pretty much. So, big up to Jamaica. Happy Independence Day, and we celebrate another year of independence. I have one reservation with this deal, and the one reservation I have is whether Darwin Nunez wants to go to Saudi or not. Because I think it's very easy to say, yeah, just ship him off to Saudi, sell him to Saudi, send him here, send him there. The player genuinely might not want to. Rose is taking a mic. Genuinely might not want to go there. I don't think personal terms will be an issue. I think he'll get more money than what he's at Liverpool. Financially, the package will be fantastic. However, does he want to go to Saudi at the age of 25, 26? He might want to stay in Europe. He might want to be playing Champions League football or Europa League football. He did obviously mention in January that he wants that Saudi money, but I don't know if that was tongue-in-cheek or not. Do you know what? Something here I've not thought about. AC Milan have thrown their hat into throw their name into the hat for this Darwin Nunez thing. Would you guys do this? Would you rather sell Darwin Nunez to Saudi and recoup the money, and recoup some money, or would you try and do a swap deal with Raphael Leao? I'm very intrigued on this one, guys. Shout out to Saracen. That's a great question, by the way. What would you guys do? Sell directly to Saudi, or try and do a swap deal for Raphael Leao? Interesting. A lot of people saying just sell. This is insane. Not even I'm this crazy. Gabriel says Rio is better. So we can't sit here and say Rio is better than Leao. Can't do that. That's crazy work. A couple people saying Leao too inconsistent. Johnny B. Red just saying sell. Hardeep says we we need another left-sided player? No, probably not. We need someone who could cover the front three or cover the right predominantly. You're right there. Brad Pitt fan says sell to Saudi. Liam says Rio is clear of R9. This is insane. This is not even I'm this shameless. I've compared Busquets and Stefan Bajcetic. I've never compared a player to R9. No, that's crazy. Latimer says Rodrigo or nothing. Roger says Nunez medical in Saudi soon. I don't think anything's been agreed yet, bro. Brad Pitt fan says Antonio Nusa would be my first option on a left winger. Nusa's very good. He's very good. However, I don't think we're going for the player personally. Very good footballer, though. Very good footballer. So yeah, let me know, people. Darwin Nunez, do we sell him or try and get a swap deal for someone like a Raphael or someone else? Does Newcastle come in for Darwin Nunez? It's another question. And that leads me nicely onto the segue. Sesko has apparently chosen Manchester United. Newcastle United, I don't know what you're saying to these players in meetings and negotiations, but rip up the script and get ChatGPT to write a new one, because it's not working. It's just not working. The amount of players that are turning Newcastle down this summer is insane. No sporting direct. And again, I'm not even trying to dump on Newcastle, but it's probably reasons like this why players like Isak and Anthony Gordon and Bruno Gomes, maybe Tonali soon, might look at it and go, this ain't the project we were sold. How are you being turned down by absolutely everyone? As of right now, if Sesko goes Man United, the striking options you're left with are Watkins, Nicholas Jackson, Darwin Nunez. I can't think of anyone else. But this is bad. Like this, if this was Liverpool getting turned down by this amount of players in the summer, we would be losing our minds, guys. I don't think we are comprehending just how bad this is. And look, you're probably sitting there if you're new to the channel. Oh, Wissa, shout out to Mark A. Wissa's a shout. Shout out to Liam, Goncalo Ramos. Mateta maybe, says Z. I don't know about Mateta. I don't think Palace sell Mateta now. Right, I am at the game on Sunday. I'm going to be doing some media work down there, so I will be at the game on Sunday. Hope to see. Look, again, I know I've not met a lot of you in person, but I think anyone who has met me in person will tell you I'm very approachable. So if you do see me down there, then come say hello, man. We'll take a picture. We'll record something for Kopish, and yeah, we'll do something for the channel and all that. I'm more than happy to meet up with people whenever I go to games, man. So please don't feel as though you can't approach me or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I'm very approachable. I like to have a laugh and like to have a joke. I'm sure people will mention the curse and stuff like that when you see me, but it's all love as always. So yeah, I'll definitely be there on Sunday, God willing. So yeah, Mark A, I'll slide tackle you, Cal. Please don't. I don't know if the knees and ankles can handle that impact at the moment, bro. But yeah, Newcastle, man, I just don't know. It's not working. Whatever's happening there, it's not working. And look, well done to Man United. I don't know how they're convincing these players based on what they're doing. Even yesterday on the Monday Night Live show, we went through it in the super chat section. Like, how on earth are Man United still attracting these players when they have just ruined so many careers in the last 10 years? It's crazy. So I don't know, man. There are, do you know what? Maybe I've been a little bit too rash in my thinking here, saying there's not enough strikers. There are strikers obviously to go around, but if you're being rejected by these amount of strikers, who's to say they're not going to keep on getting rejected? And why that affects Liverpool is we want Isak. We need Isak. I think we'll still get him because I do think Newcastle will get at least one striker in the door. But the longer it takes Newcastle, the longer it takes us to get a deal. And that the longer it kind of holds us back. Now, granted, we have Ekatike there, so we can still have a striker playing. It's just very, very frustrating, guys, man. Very, very frustrating. So let me know, guys. Who do you think Newcastle will sign? That's the homework for you guys. Who do you think Newcastle will sign as a striker? Got a touch on the Harvey Elliott situation, which broke not too long before. I'm in a WhatsApp group with Luke Tanner and Jamie Phillips. A shout out to Luke Tanner, who dropped this in our WhatsApp group. From Davo Kop, again, I know he splits opinion, but this is what it says. Liverpool are expecting an offer from RB Leipzig for Harvey Elliott within 72 hours. Elliott is open to the idea of moving to the Bundesliga as he sees an opportunity to break into the England squad. All right. Everyone knows my thoughts on Harvey Elliott. I really hope we keep the guy, but I don't think we will. This is going to sound really, really bad, but I don't mean it to be. I'm just going to be honest with my thinking on this. I can't see Harvey Elliott breaking into the England squad. Not because he's not talented enough, not because he's not good enough. I just think there's a lot of players who can play his position that are doing more and have done more and are more favoured by the manager. England has always been a bit sketchy when it comes to selection. But if we're looking at Harvey playing either right or 10, You've got Morgan Rogers. I still think management are high on Grealish. You've got Foden who can play in the 10. Who else you got? Cole Palmer. So that's 4 players already. For the right-hand side, Foden can play there. Saka can play there. Gordon can play there. Look, I really, really rate Harvey Elliott. But he's kind of got the same issue with England that he's got with Liverpool. And this is why I kind of feel as though he maybe should stay for another season. I think he gets more minutes this season at Liverpool than he would have last season. And I think everyone forgets he got injured last season. He actually got injured last season. That's why. But I personally think he should stay at Liverpool. It looks as though he won't, but I think he should stay. A couple of you saying there's a Fabrizio Bomba in the chat. Let me see. So 1 minute ago, more on... so let me share this actually so you guys can see it at the same time as me. More on Darwin Nunez and Al Hilal exclusive story. The agreement club to club with Liverpool is 100% done. Understand the initial fee will be 53 million euros plus heavy add-ons easy to reach to bring the total package higher. Talks with Darwin ongoing to get green light on personal terms. Well, guys, there you have it. It looks as though it's going to be happening. 53 million euros is around 46 million pounds plus add-ons, which Fabrizio hasn't gone into detail with, which are easy to trigger apparently. So let's just go on the premise that it's 46 between 46 and maybe 60 million. Guys, we got to do what we got to do. We just got to take that money, man. We have to kind of take that money. We have to. It just is what it is. Yes, we'd love more money for Darwin Nunez, but at the same time, you can't have a player who's played this bad over the last few years and then expect to get 80, 90 million for said player. Doesn't work. This guy replace the player and move on. I'll never sit here and badmouth Darwin, but the move hasn't worked, and I think it's best for all parties if he moves on now, goes to a new place, we get a new striker as well as Ekatike coming in, and we move from there. So, people, I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to be live on Terry's channel in a couple of minutes. That is the Football Terrace. So make sure you join me over there on the Football Terrace alongside Terry. It's been a pleasure as always. Please, people, smash that like button, subscribe. Couple super chats before we go. Sammy says Isak not coming, unfortunately, for F's sake. He will, bro. Don't worry about that. William Orange says, what are the chances with everyone rejecting Newcastle that LFC offered Darwin plus 90 for Isak? Well, not now, bro. It looks like it's going Al Hilal. Mr. Sinclair says Newcastle player Matt Tugg was accidentally left behind at Seoul Airport as a team flew back to England after their pre-season tour in Asia. They can't even get their flights right. That's terrible. Hussein says, Cal, where's the spicy link? Adidas tie swinging. Look, bro, I'm gonna be real. Like, I need that Adidas tie, but no one's managed to hook me up with a link for it. And I've actually looked for the tie. So, look, as I said, when Isak signs, I'm looking to have an Arsenal evening with the missus. You know what that means by now, people. I finished second. She has a great night. I tried to give her a great night, shall I say. But you know how it goes. Big up to AG for the super chat as well. People, until I see you again, thank you all for watching and listening. My name is Callum, representing Team Kopish. Stay safe, stay blessed. Take care, people. Have a good one.